Siribhuvalaya Ratna Manjusha, The Tenth Wonder of the World. It's a book by Sudharthy Hassan. It's a second presentation related to a few words with my readers, as narrated by Sudharthy Hassan. I'm just giving the voice to that. I have been greatly influenced by the wonderful ancient work of poetry Siribhuvalaya, authored by Kumudendu Muni, as also the significant follow-up work carried out by Kalamangalam Srikantaya and K. Ananta Subbarao, who is the inventor of Kannada typewriter. Their love for Kannada language is unparalleled. It is true that I was greatly disappointed and disgusted about the lack and carelessness attitude of our so-called greats of Kannada literary field about this ancient treasure house of knowledge. I decided to introduce this great work Siribhuvalaya, which was considered as an iron nut to crack, to the common readers and began to study the same. Later, I came to know that the Pustaka Shakti publications of Bangalore, along with a group of senior scholars, was trying to analyze this ancient work. A few publications about the Siribhuvalaya were also published uh, from them. I had learned a few things from late K. Ananta Subbarao about Siribhuvalaya based on its Kannada alphabets version published in 1953. I could find a lot of differences between my understanding and the facts published by the Pustaka Shakti publications. Based on the opinion expressed by each one of the scholars involved in the project of Pustaka Shakti publication, I began to closely study and identify the differences and the deficiencies. I was greatly disappointed to see the unnecessary efforts of some people to project a non-existent history about the research work of Siribhuvalaya. First, Siribhuvalaya was not properly studied, and second, many of the scholars succumbed to pressures of all sorts from different sides. Ultimately, the reputation of this wonderful work of poetry, Siribhuvalaya, was itself at stake. For this reason alone, I had virtually a resort to verbal duel with many of the scholars associated with this work, and especially those who had opposed the publication of the alphabet version in 1953. However, my arguments were based on facts supposed by logical and appropriate reasons. This priceless storehouse of knowledge and literature, Siribhuvalaya, requires a daunting and persistent effort to crack its hidden treasure. The new literature that emerges along with the original literature, it cannot be read and understood easily. Naturally, it was difficult for many scholars to find time to go into this task along with their profession and other pursuits. I have understood this hard fact now. It is rather impossible to expect everyone to have equal or similar interest in all matters. As far as I am concerned, Sri Bhuvalaya is my life, and my involvement and interest in this matter is immense and complete. Had anybody made efforts to introduce this work earlier, in fact, I had nothing to do now. On the whole, I have understood that it is unfair to blame others for not having evinced any interest in this work. In fact, I am also much embarrassed about my earlier strong writings on this matter. As a result of this realization, I went to Mysore and discussed with the Dr. T.N. Venkatachala Shastri. Though he did express his complete approval to my feelings, I remained neutral on that issue. As a gesture of my reverence and respect to him, I dedicated my book Siribhuvalayada Jayakhyanantargata Bhagavad Gita in his name. He has not reacted to this till now. It is a very well-known fact that literature plays a very significant role in molding and guiding the life of an individual. Each work of literature has its own base and value. Vedas, Upanishads, Sahasranamas, nothing but the hymns containing 1,000 names of certain gods and goddesses, etc., serve this basic cause. Unless we properly and clearly understand a particular literature work, it serves no purpose. It requires an understanding of the definite and correct meaning of every word used in that literature. Maybe it may be in any language. Dictionaries serve as a useful tool in this regard. Extensive and powerful traveling provides us with varied experiences and opportunities which help us to understand and improve in life. Nirukta is an ancient dictionary of Sanskrit language edited by Yaskacharya. which is extensively used even today. From then now on onwards, lakhs of dictionaries in several languages have come out. In Kannada language, the Kittel dictionary was quite popular. Even now, many people have involved themselves in the preparation of dictionaries. The Kannada words Nighantu, Shabdakosha, Arthakosha, Shabdartha Chintamani, Padartha Chintamani, etc. are synonyms of the word dictionary. If the meaning of a particular word and its explanations, as appearing in different dictionaries, are studied and examined in detail, one gets to know that the ambit of its meaning have close relations with one another. This is similar to the concept of single supreme soul, Brahma, manifesting itself as individual souls in crores of living beings. Even many of the Sahasranamas echo this universal fact in different forms. Professor G. Venkata Subbaya's contribution in explaining the meanings of lakhs of Kannada words and in the preparation of several Kannada dictionaries over the years is indeed very significant. This great but yet a very simple and humble scholar who has turned 100 recently, and at present he is no more, 106 or 107 is no more, but at the time of writing this book he was 100, is aptly popular as Nigantu Brahma, supreme authority on dictionaries. I am indeed fortunate and privileged to have his personal acquaintance. After the publication of my five introductory works on Siribhuvalaya, I went to Bangalore to meet Professor G. Venkatasubbaya, the senior and learned icon of a Kannada literary field. We knew each other through many literary activities for the past 40 years, and he is a well wisher of mine. But still, I had not contacted him for the past 14 years. I had expressed certain views rather strongly in my work, Siribhuvalaya Sara, and I knew that he was rather hurt by it. In spite of this, when I reached his house and pressed the calling button, he opened the door personally, and before I could formally salute him, he smiled and said in a welcoming tone, "Please come. After a long time, I am seeing my old friend." In fact, I was much embarrassed. After a formal talk, I handed over my introductory books on Sri Bhuvalaya to him. He said, "You have published so many books in such a short span of time. I think it is a small library on Kumudendu." He said that he would go through them leisurely and give his views. From then on, I have kept him informed of all my activities pertaining to Sri Bhuvalaya. He was astonished to learn that none of these books published by my wife have been selected by the Department of Libraries in Karnataka. In fact, I myself had not paid any attention towards this aspect. Then I appraised him about my next project, Siribhuvalaya Sagara Ratna Manjusha. I prepared a synopsis of the same and requested him to bless me with this forward to this work. With a pleasant smile, he readily agreed to my prayer. He has blessed my venture by giving expression to all his internal feelings in his scholarly preface to this book. Sri Neeragunda Keshavamurthy, one of my close friends, was overwhelmed with joy when I informed him about this. In fact, he compared this to the feat of sage Vishwamitra, known for his instant anger, getting the title Brahmarshi from the most composed sage Vasishtha. He heartily congratulated me. Professor G. Venkatasubbaya had a hearty laugh when he came to know about this statement. What more can I expect in life than this? The value addition to my work, Sri Bhuvalaya Sagaratna Manjusha, with this scholarly preface by Professor G. Venkatasubbaya is indeed very significant. This to me is more than any university, national or international awards. I have got what I aimed for in my life. Nothing can equal this blessing. I dedicate this humble venture of mine to him as a small and humble gesture of gratitude. Basically, Sri Bhuvalaya is a traditional book, Paddhati Grantha. Its writing style is a mix of Kannada, Prakrita, and Samskrita languages. Kannada, Prakrita, and Samskrita languages are intertwined in this great ancient work. When the hidden literature in the horse gate style is identified based on the words that emerge, they have been classified and identified as Kannada, Prakrita, and Samskrita hidden literature. It is likely that there are there are chances of other language words being hidden there, such as Magadhi, Ardhamagadi, Shuraseni, Paishachika, Apabhramsha. etc. Persons well versed with those languages will have to identify and extract these groups of words and enlighten us. The above exercise is made so that it will help those who take up the work of identifying the hidden literature of other languages included in the original work. The 1953 printed edition of Siribhuvalaya contained 33 chapters. Late K. Ananta Subbarao also gave the required guidance. It took nearly 27 long years to correctly understand these chapters, to systematically arrange the hidden literature uh, and bring out the printed version. Then I took up the study of the next 26 chapters on the basis of an improper draft manuscript. This almost appeared impossible. When the signs of Horsegate style were noticed here, the dilemma was which letter to choose or delete. Besides, many of the letters in the letter in the photocopy, which is like ka, it in Kannada ka, it looks like ta, a looks like la, ra looks like la, pa like sha, ma like ya, li ti re, they look similar. U and lu look similar. Ra and Ga, they were looking similar in the manuscript. They were very difficult to identify. There were chances of certain mistakes remaining there. However, while reading the hidden literature, mistakes that have come to my notice have been rectified. The firm resolve within me has helped me to achieve maximum progress in this direction. Going by the time taken to narrate the first portion of Siribhuvalaya Sara, I felt that at least it may require a minimum time of 15 to 20 years. However, I was very firm and resolute that I should give it a definite shape within my lifetime. This unstinted resolve prompted me to put in my best efforts day in and day out. I will not go into the hurdles and difficulties that I had to face during this trying period. Beyond my expectations, the next introductory book, Sri Bhuvalaya Sagara Ratna Manjusha, took a final shape. This is a most gratifying fact as far as I'm concerned. Besides me, equal efforts in the narration is being done. It was his wife, Sudharthi's wife, uh, Srimati Girija Shankar, so who has also toiled and put in almost equal efforts in the narration of this introductory version. In addition to daily family chores, uh, she sorted out the each letter of the hidden literature, that is Tambakavya. It is called as Tambakavya literature emerging from the columnized lines of these 25 chapters. She has been an equal partner with me in this daunting task, and I heartily acknowledge her role. The only shortcoming is that, like me, she also does not have the stamp of a university degree. So, says these are the words by Sudharthi Ji. Many of my admirers have expressed their appreciation about my writing after going through the Sri Bhuvalaya Sara book. So that's a Sri Bhuvalaya Sara book is appreciated by many people. So having noted the vastness of the multidisciplinary issues involved, many have exclaimed how much strenuous effort you have put in, and some others have said that but for you it was not possible for us to accomplish this work. Some have even wondered how this man who has no formal college education has accomplished this work. My close friend Sri H.M. Sadananda said in admiration, except Sudharthi, it is not possible for others to put in so much efforts and bring out these introductory books. I can really understand the internal and hearty feelings of these persons. Even with proper address, sometimes it is difficult to locate a particular house. Strangers lost in a forest find it hard to come out safely. The study of Sri Bhuvalaya poses a similar situation. However, this work is very dear to my heart. Sri Bhuvalaya is like an ocean. It is a daunting task to pick out each alphabet hidden there, organize them properly, and give a meaningful presentation. I'm confident that knowledgeable persons with an iron resolve and capable of putting in persistent efforts can accomplish this work. I have been fortunate to take up this untouched piece of work and achieve some significant progress. Anybody else could also achieve some significant progress. Anybody else could also have accomplished this. Sudharthi is only a small instrument for taking up this work. It is a wrong notion to say that, but for Sudharthi, this work was not possible. Even after Sudharthi, somebody will carry on this work. They should. Shrikantaya was guided by the Aksharabhuvalaya. K. Ananta Subbarao was guided by uh, Shrikantaya. Sudharthy was guided by K. Ananta Subbarao. Similarly, I humbly wish that these introductory books brought out by Sudharthy will help the future generation to accomplish still higher achievements in this task. In 1953, the Sarvartha Siddhi Sangha brought out a publication indicating therein various marks or symbols to identify the literature of the Sanskrit, Prakrit, and other languages. This has been done with the support of K. Srikantaya's scholariness and the persistent and patient efforts of the press people. However, I lack expertise of that order, have designed the structure of the original literature within my own limits. It is up to the next researchers to rectify any shortcomings. It is said but a hard truth that Siribhuvalaya has not got the attention it actually deserved in Kannada itself. Even the universities have turned a blind eye towards this great piece of rare and ancient literature. However, it is heartening to note that recently Hampi University has evinced some interest in this and have provided opportunity to the interested persons to take up doctoral work on Siribhuvalaya. The Kannada departments of all universities should seriously consider introducing Siribhuvalaya in the college syllabus and pave the way for its extensive study. It is my primary duty to acknowledge and express my gratitude to all those who have assisted in the finalization of this introductory book. I must thank that anonymous and unknown friend who handed over me the Xerox copy of the original script of Sri Bhuvalaya. He is the main cause for this effort. I once again thank him more heartily. Besides helping me in sorting out the jumbled Xerox copies, my close friend Sri H.M. Sadananda has helped me by providing me a Xerox copy of the original copy of Sri Bhuvalaya by paying the required fee obtained from the Delhi archives. Sri M.K. Shivappa, expert in Vedic mathematics, gave me a copy of the Sri Bhuvalaya scripts obtained from the office bearers of the Kunda Kunda Jnanapita, Indore, for my reference and stood by me in this venture. I thank profusely my close friend Sri M.R. Eti Rajulu Naidu and his family for their continued financial support in my literary activities. The introductory books of many great Indian poets and their works has found a place in the international level. Unfortunately, Sri Bhuvalaya, a wonderful ancient work of poetry in numerics, was unknown to Kannadigas itself. It was therefore unthinkable to find a way to introduce this at the international level. The work of giving a proper introduction of this rare piece of work is greatly difficult. I had not even thought of giving expression to these feelings in English language. Sri Hariharapura Sridhara of a Veda Sudhe blog introduced me to Sri Kavi Suresh of Shumaga, who has gladly agreed to take up this translation work. Sri Kavi Suresh is a descendant of the Keladi Kavi family beginning with Kavi Linganna, the court poet of Keladi rulers and the author of Keladi Nrupa Vijaya. He is quite proficient in both English and Kannada languages and has uh, ably accomplished this difficult translation work. Please see his blog www.keladikavimanetana.blogspot.com and email is the bsr_kavisuresh@yahoo.co.in. This translated version will definitely help Siribhuvalaya, the 10th wonder of the world, to find introduction and recognition at the national and international level. I'm grateful to him for his effort. Siribhuvalaya Sara contained the hidden literature and related matters pertaining to the first Khanda, chapters 1 to 33. It is proposed to publish Siribhuvalaya Sara 2, containing the original literature with hidden literature and related matters pertaining to the next 34 to 59 chapters. Okay, for your information, readers. So this both the books covering 1 to 33 and this 34 to 59 chapters of first Kanda has been already published long ago by Sudharthy. So we are reading this in 2023 now. So this preface, this is an old book. This was written 2013, signed on 2030. Okay. However, sorting of the improper Xerox copies of the original material, forming the original literature, etc., itself took quite some time. Due to several other commitments, it was not possible to complete the task. For these reasons, only literature from the 34th to 50 chapters could be published. As decisively suggested by my wife, it was titled Siribhuvalaya Sagara Ratna Manjusha, meaning the treasury of gems discovered in the ocean of Siribhuvalaya. From chapter number 51 to 59 of first Kanda is covered under Siribhuvalaya Sagar Ratna Manjusha 2. My wife, that is Sudharthy's wife, has stood with him all these years in this daunting task. Besides holding the family front on the one side, she has patiently tolerated all his emotional outbursts. Her persistent and sincere efforts in classifying the chain of letters in the hidden literature are really praiseworthy. In addition, she has taken upon herself the task of publishing and successfully has accomplished it. So that's why Siddhartha most profusely thank one and all who are involved in this project directly or indirectly. Their concern, love, and support are his strength. He sincerely pray that all those who read this ancient work of supreme knowledge get the blessings of Kumudendu Muni and find a new transformation in their lives. Signed by Sudharthi of Siribhuvalaya on 20th October 2013. So with this, we completed the second presentation on Siribhuvalaya in English. A few words with my readers by Sudharthi Hassan. I'm Hemant Kumarji from www.vedavidya.com with you, signing off now. Let's meet in the next presentation on this book. Thank you, one and all.